Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Humans in the News. For just this one news story, just this week, I can honestly say I am proud of you humans. Yes, now get over yourselves, you won't be hearing that from me again anytime soon. But just when I was ready to give up on you, you go and impress me. I am generally very cynical of your motives for technology, and I'm even more cynical of how you finally put that technology to use. Let's be honest, it's either mundane or perverse. Truth hurts. Anyway, the perfect example of this is the way you use AI. You either use it to play chess or to run state-sponsored disinformation campaigns. And what beautiful solution have you humans come up with? Use AI to battle AI. Yes, you've taken the sort of approach that you see in the movies. So while AI is perfect to spread disinformation and create cyber attacks, the amazing thing is, it's also perfectly suited to foiling them. And it doesn't stop there. There are all sorts of criminal activities like human trafficking where AI can help because of the way it can process huge amounts of data to find patterns and threads that humans could never hope to see. But I think it's fair to say I know you humans pretty well now, and it's only a matter of time before, oh wow, AI can be used to protect us, turns into, it'll take over our lives and destroy us. So humans, I implore you, before the panic sets in, while things are still rosy and beautifully optimistic, and before the conspiracy theorists move in, but you'll have to be really quick to beat them, put something in place so you don't reach that point. Have the talk about data and ethics now, because you're only going to make it harder for yourselves if you don't get things straight right away. And goodness only knows, you'll need the AI to help you battle off the killer robots. Anyway, I'll leave you with that rosy thought. And now it's over to Blettin.
Thank you, Zula. This week I'm going to talk about someone that we talk about quite a lot here. He is a very complex character, and he's been in the news quite a lot lately. He's the closest we have to a real-life Bond villain. Yes, it's Elon Musk. Poor Elon has lost his spot as the world's richest man due to Tesla's share price dropping. My heart bleeds for you, Elon. But should we actually feel a bit sorry for him? Well, no. But it is slightly more complicated than that. Musk is a complicated character because he's a futurist. Now, sometimes that means his ideas are beautifully ethical, like the environmentally friendly Tesla cars. And sometimes his ideas seem to invite a new scale of suffering, such as offering places in his new Mars colony to those who can't afford it by basically creating a new form of slavery. So at the moment, Tesla is suffering because of its backing of the volatile cryptocurrency Bitcoin. But is that really so bad? You've never had a phase in human history where physical money has been less important? Or is something else going on? Like some of Tesla's biggest competitors stepping up to the plate? For example, General Motors are working with a Chinese manufacturer on budget electric cars that are outselling Tesla in China. Oh, but I'm sure that has absolutely nothing to do with the Chinese authorities questioning safety at the Tesla plant. No, nothing at all. But I do rather like the idea of Musk taking on China over this. In fact, Netflix, I am right here. If you want to explore that idea too, maybe a 6-part miniseries, call me. Back to you, Zula.
Thank you, Blettin. And now here is a word from our sponsor. Have you had an accident that wasn't your fault? Do you think you're owed compensation? Is it because you did something that was really quite foolish but hurt pride makes you think someone else is to blame? Then we can offer you a free consultation. And if we think we can force someone else to take the blame and pay up, we will happily take on your case. You won't have to pay us a penny unless we win, which we will. Believe me, we would not take on your case if we didn't think we could profit from it. And at that point, we will issue you with an immense bill. But if you are silly enough to come to sharks like us, well, that's what's going to happen. Anyway, sign up now! We are not interested in cases that may involve real injustice or moral questions. We just want to make a quick buck. Wow, that was oddly sinister. And now it's over to Kure. It's only right that I talk about the biggest story of the week. Yes, that's right. The original Muppet Show has arrived on Disney Plus. You didn't think I was going to talk about Boris Johnson and his lockdown exit, did you? Nah, but the Muppet Show has sparked controversy by, trying not to spark controversy, really. Now, I think it's fair to say, and also probably a bit obvious, that I am a huge fan of the Muppets. And I think it's also quite fair to say that it's kind of old, and attitudes about what is acceptable change. Now, when I think of the Muppets, I honestly think of a hippie-like love for all. I mean, look at them. They're a bunch of the weirdest misfits in the galaxy, and they all live together like a huge family. How beautiful is that? Inclusion regardless of appearance, gender, or, well, species. But let's be realistic for a moment, because as beautiful as it sounds, I can also recall some sketches that were, a bit iffy. And if I'm honest, they were a bit iffy then. Yeah, some things do not age well, unlike me. And this is where I actually have a little bit of respect for Disney. Listen up, because I will never say that again. Because, sure, I could be cynical and say they've added this warning just so they can get away with showing it and therefore making more money. But we've seen a lot of these sort of things backfire lately. Lots of cries of, how could they show that again? Followed up by cries of, things were different back then. And even if things were indeed different back then, it doesn't mean they should be acceptable now. But neither does it necessarily mean that it can or should be airbrushed from history. Because history is about learning from your mistakes so that you can do better in the future. And humans, you need all the help you can get with that. So, does this mean we need to perpetuate these outdated ideas? Absolutely not. Are we supposed to pretend they didn't exist? Absolutely not. Can we use it as a point for all you humans to come together to discuss it like a vaguely sophisticated species for 2 seconds? Absolutely. Because after all, this is what you humans do to train little puppies, right? You rub their noses in the mess they made so that they learn from it and don't do it again. Back to you, Zula. Thanks, Kure. And now it's time for this week's special mention. Calling this segment the special mention has never been more appropriate. Yes, this week I'm giving a special mention to all the special people who decided the snow in Texas is fake. Now, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I am sophisticated, articulate, and I have an incredibly low opinion of you humans. So it's really saying something that this has left me speechless. I don't even know where to start. But Biden seems to be the one being blamed, and I think that's beautiful. He is the most powerful man in the world, but he has to resort to a bit of fake snow to achieve his goal, whatever that is. Maybe I should get some of my friends to stage a mock invasion of Earth. I think it'll do you good. It'll give you something important to focus on. Oh, wait, I guess that has kind of happened over the last year or so. But it'll give you a reason to put aside your petty differences and unite for a common cause. Although I suppose COVID sort of should have done that too. Oh dear. Well, I'll think on it, and you can join me next week for more Humans in the News.